And good afternoon once again from the South Lake Tahoe Ice Arena in South Lake Tahoe, California. It is the PAC-8 Hockey Conference Championships. Earlier this afternoon, it was the USC Trojans defeating the UCLA Bruins 4-3, and the number 5 seed Trojans will advance to the PAC-8 semifinal game against either California or Arizona State, pending the winner of the game that you're about to see next. The number 3 seed University of Washington Huskies at 19-3-0-1, taking on the University of Oregon Ducks, who come in today's game with a record of 12-9-0-2. Lorenzo Villalobos Jr. joined now by Washington Husky backup goaltender Evan Reeve, who's going to be doing the analyzing here for this game today as well. And Evan, well, here we go again. It's game number 5 between these two teams. The Huskies won the I-5 Cup title, took 3 out of 4. Oregon established the weekend's or the season sweep. Now it's a little redemption for Oregon going into this game this afternoon.
Well, let me talk about that weekend for a second, because that was a rough weekend for Washington. We came in almost expecting to win. We had a high level of confidence. We had just won, pretty much just come off a 10-win streak here. Mm-hmm. But Oregon came out and they definitely played hard, upset us quite a bit in the second game, and they almost upset us in the first game as well. It was a thrilling overtime winner. We're back there. Sorry about that for that technical difficulty.
That's all right. No problem on that one. Now, the reason why you're here is because a very big surprise for the Husky Club when they found out that Ben Jarvis returned to the club just in time for this PAC-8 tournament. Yeah,
Ben was slated to study abroad in France and still is, but he had enough time in his schedule to come out and play in this tournament. He cited reason to me earlier being that final game against UCLA, that overtime loss, is really driving him right now. So we'll see hopefully a good performance out of him today. I don't mind necessarily coming out and commentating, but it's one of those games that you want to be in for. It's going to be an exciting game. Oregon's coming off a really high momentum game with that last win of the weekend there in Eugene. So Oregon came ready to play. Seems Washington has come ready to play. So we'll see what happens in this game here.
Ben Jarvis comes into today's game with a 13-9 record, a 3.47 goals against average, and an .898 save percentage. Jeff Miles, who played in all 4 of the I-5 Cup Series games, I believe. No, actually it was Ben who did the first 2.
Yes.
Jeff did the other 2 down in Eugene.
Yes.
He'll be backing up Ben this afternoon. Now, yeah, let's not forget about the Oregon Ducks. And we'll talk to Isaac about that in just a second as well, because they just came out of nowhere. They started the season 0-10 and then just sleepwalked through with a bunch of games, and here they are, over 500. I mean, did we even expect the Ducks to play this well late in the season?
I didn't know what to expect. We weren't really focused on Oregon too much, and that was our mistake, because Oregon came out strong, exactly like you said. They came down from 0-10, and now they're up in the record here. They're also coming off of that win in Eugene. They're also coming off a very tough weekend away on the road with a few players that they still performed decently well in. Their goaltender has been hot as of late, put up a really good performance. He always plays passionately as well, so you can see a lot of high energy coming from him today, probably.
And that's Noah Rosenberg we're talking about here. And let me tell you, that kid was just stellar in the 4th and final game. I mean, you can put up 8-6, 9-6, whatever, just like in that Friday game where it was back and forth, and he was just making miraculous saves. Noah Rosenberg, starting in this game, also starts with a record of 6-5, a 4.65 goals against average, and an .870 save percentage. The other player that we're going to keep an eye on, actually not just one, but 2, Trevor Schott leads the team in scoring, 27 goals, 43 assists for 70 points. What would you need to do to contain him?
Trevor Schott is the kind of guy who can motivate an offense easily, and that's why he wears the C on his jersey. To contain him, it's hard. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got offensive capability. You're going to have to pull out all the defensive stops in the book to stop Trevor. It's going to be a really interesting game to see if the defense for the Huskies can stop him. And if not, we're going to have to figure out a way to contain that momentum, because it's going to be in their favor if Trevor can work his magic here for Oregon.
The other player we're also going to keep an eye on for Oregon is Connor Randell, who amazed everybody in that final game. He had a hat trick in that first period, and he just just put everybody to sleep after that.
Yeah, it's tough because, it's hard because you go in the locker room and, hey, these are the numbers to look out for, right? And Rendell came out of nowhere. We weren't paying attention to his number, and now certainly Washington's going to have to start doing that because of his performance this last time these two teams met.
Matt Clayton is the head coach of the Washington Huskies. He's on the bench watching this team take warm-ups. As for the Oregon Ducks, their head coach is Riley Orr. Cooper Lim, also his assistant as well. We're just under a minute remaining in the South, here inside the South Lake Tahoe Ice Arena for the final warm-ups as the Washington Huskies and the Oregon Ducks. Game number 2 of today's meeting. The winner of this game, well, they will go to the semifinal. Now, here's how it goes. A Husky win will put themselves in the matchup with the Arizona State Sun Devils, who are seeded number 2 in tomorrow's semifinal. However, if the Huskies lose, then it will be Oregon that will be taking on the California Golden Bears, who have the top seed, surprisingly at 11-1, going into the semifinal game. That game, by the way, I believe is at the first game tomorrow with game number 2 featuring Arizona State. So here we go, Huskies and the Ducks, and for the play-by-play in just a moment, here is Isaac Rosenthal.
And thank you so much, Lorenzo. So we'll even the playing field a little bit, have some Duck and some Husky representation on the broadcast now, and we promise we'll be on our best behavior on the broadcast platform here, but you see the broadcast go out completely, you'll know what happened. 20 minutes on the clock, and this first 10 minutes of this game, I know that the Ducks feel it's going to be really important for them, and I'm sure the Huskies probably feel the same way. The way that these two teams have played each other this season, those first 2 games in Seattle, not particularly close, but as soon as the Ducks finished losing that second game in Seattle, they caught fire.
Yeah.
They really figured it out since then, and in addition to that, they added guys like Connor Rendell, they added guys like Andrew Lee, they added Harrison Cass back there on defense, and that just makes such a huge difference to the way that the Ducks were able to play. Oregon will also have Adam Sussman tonight, who's kind of a 4th, 5th option as a defenseman, but that makes a huge difference that wasn't there in the 2 games in Eugene. The Ducks had some issues consistently clearing the puck in that one, and that led to a lot of the goals, particularly in that 9-8 game, that came on sort of skirmishes in front. So it should be a great game. These 2 teams, just like the last 2 teams that we saw play each other in UCLA and USC, they've played each other a lot. They know each other well. It doesn't mean they like each other so well, but they know each other's games. They know what to look for. They know what to do that they think is going to be successful. So it should be a really good hockey game.
I think so as well. Now, the Huskies have basically maintained their normal roster here with the addition of Ben Jarvis back in goal. He's a solid goaltender, and we're happy to have him back.
Is Jarvis starting tonight? Is that a one back there? So big thing to look for. Here's the Ducks off the opening face-off. Rendell took it across the blue line, but deflected away from him. Now back into the corner, and Rendell again will backhand that one, but chips forward and then into the scorer's booth.
And just to finish that thought here about Ben, we're all excited to have him back from France, and there's a sense of trying to reduce that sense of deflation of that last loss against Oregon and Eugene. So Ben coming back plus a motivation like that might be able to put us up and ahead.
Ducks were offside there, so at half chance from Trevor Schott for nothing. Schott, as you guys mentioned earlier, is he's not the guy for Oregon anymore. They've got a few more, but if you're going to look for only one, 95 is probably the one to keep your eye on. Leading scorer in terms of points in the conference, and somewhere around number 5 in the nation in D2. So he has been busy this year, and he's always been good, but probably improved a little bit this year with a little bit more depth to pass the puck to. Here is Trevor Schott in the corner, working some space for Rendell. He shoots, deflected wide, rebound was there for Chris Stankovic, but he couldn't backhand it home. Now it's loose in front, still loose, and Jarvis will pounce on top of that one with 19-17 left in period 1.
Oregon has come out with a fire to start this game. They're looking tape to tape. They've got a few good passes and a few good opportunities so far. Thankfully for Washington, Jarvis has been up to the task. So we'll see if that continues on or if Washington can pull back some momentum.
And off the face-off, came back for Sussman. He shot it through, but it was deflected wide, then back for Lee to fire it on goal. deflected into the corner again. The Huskies trying to move out, and they do. Backhand that one, and Harrison Cass going to go into the corner, giving chase to him. There was Stephen Chu. And now the Ducks on top of the puck again. Husky has lost his stick. It is Mac Fair. Mac Fair goes to get another stick from the bench, and then he'll go to get the puck from the corner. And there's Stephen Chu. He looked offside to me, looked offside to the Ducks bench, but no call, doesn't make a difference as puck will squirt out to the neutral zone. Nathan Lutz now for the Ducks lost that one, and the Huskies take over. 18:26 left in period one, and you get a whistle.
Puck deflected out into the Oregon bench there, off an Oregon player, so it bounced right back on. It was a good thought by Stephen Chu and a good thought by Washington to try to get that stretch pass, but even because it wasn't called offsides, that stick from Mac Fair that was still laying on the ice there broke up that rush. So an unlucky break for Washington there, and Oregon gets away with a little bit of a break.
Well, that one deflected behind the goal. Noah Rosenberg gets the starting goal for the Ducks. And we actually had the room with Noah last night. He's very ready, very excited. All of these Ducks, and I'm sure all these Huskies as well. Stoked for this game, been looking forward to it. Here's Washington now through the zone. Shot towards goal, deflected, and big rebound there, but no one on goal. Troy Gasser will dump that one in towards Stangeland. Now across ice, Stankovic. He tries to get it through the zone, but it only went as far as Connor Nels. Now the Ducks take it back behind the net, and then Washington takes it right back from them.
Watch for Troy Gasser, currently without a stick right now. He just picked it up, but that could have been a dangerous defensive mistake for Washington, not being able to have that stick there.
And another shot, another save made from Rosenberg. Cass gets the puck in the corner. 17:23 left in period number one. Ducks and Huskies, still no score. Loser will get the fifth place game. Winner will get Cal or Arizona State, depending on who wins it. And a shot that goes into the netting behind the goal.
That looked like a broken play there from Oregon as Troy Gasser shot it in from center ice. It hit off Rosenberg. I think it was off his stick, and no one was there to collect the rebound, and that was almost costly, but no, Rosenberg was up to the task on the second shot, deflected it into the netting. So it stays 0-0.
And Andrew Lee will dig in for the faceoff. Very good faceoff man, wins this one back. And then the Ducks will try and throw it. Derek Armstrong chasing in, and 79 is a number that I think everyone in purple is going to know where he is at any given time. He was the one who sent Mac Fair flying through the glass in Eugene.
That big hit actually made some national headlines in Canada. TSN featuring that hit on their Instagram page.
And I don't think that there is a single player in the PAC-8 who hasn't seen that video right now. Lutz knocked it up forward for Lee. Lee has it taken away by Nels, and then Nels loses a wheel. Back for Cinderella. The shot save made Rosenberg, but there was a rebound. Goes into the corner. Lee and Sussman there.
An unusual line choice for Washington as Jake Stevens-Haas starts with Connor Nels and Christian Cinderella. So it's an interesting choice that I'm not sure what's going on there, but it may pay off for Washington.
Couple of good pokes at that one by Derek Armstrong to get it out of the zone, and then when Washington tries to chip it in, it goes into the Duck bench. So with 16:11 left in period one, we'll get another whistle and another face-off. Still with no score. This is going to be a line to kind of pay attention to for the Ducks, this third unit there. What they really feel like this is the kind of going to be one of the X factors for them is what contributions can they get out of their energy guys. And now towards Stangeland. Through the neutral zone, then we'll dump it in. Maddox and Estrada chasing it, but now Howery into the corner. Howery, remember, used to be a goaltender for the Ducks. Jeff Miles knows him well. Had a goalie fight between the two of them a couple of years ago, and that one thrown into the benches again. 15:46 left.
I think that deflected off an Oregon player trying to catch it. Wasn't able to handle it cleanly. Face-off should come outside.
So Schott, Stankovic, and Rendell, I believe, for the Ducks, the offensive group. Sussman back into the corner, chases that one down. Tries to play it off the boards, but Huskies come away with it. Throw that one on goal, and Sussman knocked it down. Rendell keeps it alive with his foot, plays it for himself. Now Rendell trying to get around Christian Cinderella, played off the board. Cinderella came away with it and threw it behind the goal.
This excellent strategic awareness there from Christian Cinderella to avoid the hit from Trevor Schott. That would have sent him into the Oregon bench easily. Ooh, high stick there. Connor Nels with the high stick. Make sure the faceoff will come back out of the offensive zone for the Huskies, all the way back down to their defensive zone.
So new groups out there for both rosters. 15:08 left in the first period. Ducks and Huskies, the I-5 Cup. Not for the Cup, but the rivalry just the same here in South Lake Tahoe, California. I believe it's the second time they've played in the playoffs since the move to Lake Tahoe. And poked away, nearly had a chance for Galuli there.
I thought that would have been icing there, but the referees waved that off for some reason.
And misplayed, comes away with a gift for Washington. They backhand it, trying to get it to the middle. Fair throws a shot on goal that's saved. Trying to center it, another shot towards goal. Deflected, I don't think it ever got to Rosenberg.
Pretty sure it was blocked in front by 55 Strangeland.
And then the clear, the length of the ice is going to go all the way to Jarvis, who taps it away. 14:26 left in the opening period. There's a hit thrown right after his man had gotten rid of the puck. Using Chu, but taken away by Galuli, and then right back, taken by Chu, and then thrown toward the goal of Rosenberg. Harrison Cass behind the net for the Ducks. Cass wraps it around to Sussman.
Already, we can start seeing more of a physical game between these two rivals than the first two that played today, USC and UCLA. So we'll see how that affects the two teams, as both will actually start getting tired a little bit more due to the physical play, or it could just boost their adrenaline. So we'll see what the responses here are.
And now Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee really good on the puck. Knocks it forward towards Nathan Lutz, and now it's actually going to be Lee to get it in the corner. Then he centered it, but no one there. Back for Harrison Cass in the neutral zone. Cass for Lee, and then Lee lost a wheel. And Gasser dumps it in, and it's going to be not cleared, deflected. No, we will get ice. 13:24 left, so the Huskies get a change.
The referee's going to stop the play here. I don't know what happened. I think some of the Oregon players got the change off, and they're going to have to put them back on the ice.
Yeah, I think they tried to pull a fast one.
That's okay. We all do.
We've seen it before from both benches.
From every team in the league.
Every team in the league, and not that we're going to put ourselves in the position of condoning things that are against the rules, but if you're going to try it, two referees out there might be the night to try it, as that one's stuffed underneath but covered up by Rosenberg.
That was a good positioning play by Rosenberg there. He read the play all the way through and recognized the fact that he had to close his 5-hole quickly when he was sliding across. That play for him was a very good play that kept that score 0-0.
And deflected, prop puck loose in front, and Rosenberg diving on top of that one. Very dangerous moments there.
Another one where he's up to the task. He read it very well and used basically everything he had to make sure that puck stayed out. Rosenberg's going to be key for the Oregon Ducks tonight, as the Huskies look like they're going to have a lot of good offense opportunities here in the first period.
Face-off goes to the Ducks on possession, but then Stangeland had it come away from him. Warren Berg takes over. And now towards Stankovic, he lost track of it. Stangeland back again. Out of Norway, Bergen, Norway. And loose in front, great chance for the Huskies, but a huge save point blank from Rosenberg.
Another game where the goalies are key. Rosenberg is making sure that this score stays level.
And now Stankovic. Oh, he made a great pass towards Rendell, but not quite good enough. And a great job by Chris Stankovic, too, just to work his way through the zone there. And now Connor Nels for Washington. Nels at the curling dot, poked away by Harrison Cass. Good defensive play there, and Trevor Schott comes to take the puck away. Here's Trevor Schott. He can go 200 feet if he wants most of the time. This time he has the walls close in around him, and the Huskies take the puck. Right back up, and Stankovic will just slap it into the corner. Lets the Ducks get a line change out there. Got to be careful in transition, though. Oh, good job from Derek Armstrong. Kicked that one forward and then poked it forward. He's going to actually get to this puck behind the net, and now taken away, though, by the Huskies at the far side boards. Trying to get across the blue line, and it stays in, so Ducks with the chance. Behind the net now, Armstrong towards Lutz. Lutz tried to backhand it toward the slot. Good position from there, the Huskies D. It's Armstrong behind the net.
It's loose out in front.
And that was bouncing and loose and dangerous for a moment.
Jarvis did not see that one in time. He was completely sure that it was in his pads, but it was out on the back door. So it's a good thing that Washington was able to recover that puck.
Warren Berg controls that one. He'll dump it in. And I think we're actually seeing Derek Armstrong play as a forward tonight. We've seen him play both as a forward and a defenseman this year.
No icing here. Although I feel like Nolan Roth touched that puck a little bit behind the red line.
And the Ducks trying to work it out of their own zone. Now through the neutral zone. Maddox trying to make a few moves. Had to just end up playing that puck. Now Galuli. Or Gilly as the boys call him. And Maddox battling for it, trying to win it back out to Estrada. Puck chips up high, and then Galuli just knocked it in. It was still onside, so Jarvis will cover, and then, oh, they'll actually play it. Estrada backed off him, and that allowed him to play the puck rather than having to wait for the faceoff.
Oh, stretch pass does not work.
Missed pass, and Cass is going to be there first, so we'll get the icing. 10-16 left in period one, no score. The ice may be tilted a little bit in Washington's direction, but I think pretty even.
It seems like Washington is getting a lot more set up and played out opportunities in the offensive zone, while Oregon is making sure that they make their chances count on the breakaway.
And now the Ducks work it to the far side boards, backhanded around, it'll go behind the net. Stankovic is there. Stankovic for Trevor Schott. And Stankovic with it in front. Armstrong shoots, scores! And Derek Armstrong puts the Ducks up 1-0 halfway through period number one.
Big defensive breakdown from Washington there as they neglected to see Armstrong sitting in the high slot between the circles. That's a rough one for Washington to give up, but it was a good opportunity by Oregon. Maybe they go up ahead first.
Well, we've talked about it already in the UCLA-USC game as well. It's not necessarily the number of shots, it's the quality of them, and that was a real quality chance for Armstrong, and he's able to beat Jarvis for the 1-0 lead. But leads tend to not last too long when these teams play each other, especially in that 9-8 game.
Yeah.
So first goal is important, but maybe don't bet your house on anything. Nels now battling in the corner. And it comes back up to the point for the Huskies. That was Cameron Trader. Now from the opposite corner, and Galuli will chop to that one and will squirt the puck out of the zone. So the Huskies have to take possession in their own zone, and now that pass will actually work out for them. Cinderella with the shot, and a nice glove save from big number 30.
Rosenberg knew that that save was excellent. Made sure he stared down Christian Cinderella as he went behind his net. That's a good confidence builder for Rosenberg there. Big black hole glove to start the game.
So 9:26 left. We saw in that UCLA-USC game, after USC took the lead, UCLA scored about in the next minute, so we're still in the range of that. Ducks trying to build on this lead. Huskies trying to respond. Rosenberg will knock that one down with the glove. Plays it for Sussman. Now Stankovic backhands forward, trying to find Armstrong in the neutral zone. Did hit his skates, but he couldn't control it. Now Sussman again. He'll play it off the boards for Harrison Cass. Cass will play it back to Armstrong, and then he gets it right back to Harrison Cass. Armstrong and Cass, both law students.
So something we're seeing here from the Washington Huskies, even though they're not necessarily making up the momentum ground on shots on goal or good quality chances, even though there are some, they are making it up with a physical presence. You see a lot more finished checks. I see a lot more stick checks going down. So we'll see if the physicality of it will pay into it.
That one offside, and Ducks have to do some assistant linesmaning there. Make sure that the officials saw it. 8:33 left in period one. Derek Armstrong, the goal scorer for the Oregon Ducks, at 9:59 of the opening frame. Warren Berg now. And Berg is as confident a skater with the puck as any defenseman in this tournament. Here's Washington, dangerous break, dangerous bounce, and when all is said and done, it just rolls into the glove of Noah Rosenberg, but that was a good chance in the manufacturing process.
Yeah, it was a close one. The chip was a little bit too long, though. If they managed to make a pass lower to the ice and get it tape to tape, I think that could have been a great scoring opportunity.
Now back up to the point, it's Trader. Down low to the corner behind the net. And Ducks come away with it.
Good idea by Washington there, but wasn't able to find the stick of Keenan Smith out in front.
Chris Maddox tried to skate that one out and squirts away, but does enough to change the possession of the zone of the puck. Now Washington in transition, trying to get around that first wall of defense from the Ducks, and Rosenberg makes the save. 7:47 left on the clock in period one.
Rosenberg had to make a decision there. He saw Mac Fair coming in and skating in for the attack after he covered. He could have probably played that puck, but I think it was probably more beneficial to hold on to that. So I think he made the right decision there. Oregon wins the faceoff, but the Huskies will pick it up behind the net. Shot goes wide. Back up to the point for Washington. Across the way to Gasser. Gasser takes a shot straight into the chest of Rosenberg.
I'm sure the Husky faithful might feel the same way about Trevor Schott, but I know a lot of the Ducks, when they looked at the roster at the beginning of the year and said Troy Gasser still there at Washington, feels like he's been there for a very long time, and he's been involved in some good I-5 Cup moments for the Huskies. Mm-hmm. Changed from number 4 to number 69 this year, which, as we said in Eugene, must be a perk of being a senior.
Especially one of fifth-year status.
Gets to run the show if he wants. Gasser, though, has had a tough time staying out of the box this year, but Huskies are still in a good position so far here in this PAC-8 tournament.
Great breakout play there by Washington, stuffed away by Rosenberg. Make sure he's kept that solid save going. Another blocker save by Rosenberg there. He's reading the puck very well today.
And now Harrison Cass. Cass across the blue line. Nathan Lutz onto the puck. Cass went down, no call. I think he just lost an edge, to be honest. And that one is sent the length of the ice, and it won't be icing because it's actually on the goal of Noah Rosenberg, so he gets the stick down, plays it for a teammate, but the Ducks have less time and space than they would have liked. Now a little more time to think about it. Forward. As we're cutting in and out here, trying to do the best we can, but heard a big sound, didn't see it, and then Stankovic knocks that one into the corner. He's going to go and try and win the race to get it. Armstrong there, too, for the Ducks. Stankovic trying to knock it back to Armstrong behind the net, and then Armstrong will backhand it into the corner. Ducks trying to win the race and do. Trevor shot up to Adam Sussman. Sussman with a shot, and it was wide. No one there for a deflection.
Unfortunately, Oregon didn't have a screen there either, because if they had the screen, they might have gotten a good deflection, but also Ben wouldn't have been able to scoot across the crease and get in a position for that puck coming off the boards.
So Sussman chases that down up for Stankovic. Stankovic knocked down by Gasser. Gasser's a big boy at the blue line. 5:20 left in period one.
Long stretch pass there.
Shot on the puck. And shot will start, stop, go the other way. And large collision behind the play. Gasser forward for Fair, or Cinderella. And Cinderella hit hard, but Ducks come away with the puck now. And taken right back. Go ahead.
Looks like some of the bad blood is coming out here. We've seen Gasser and Howery go at it a little bit here behind the play, as well as Cinderella and number 58 for Oregon.
58's Warren Berg for Oregon. Yeah, Gasser and Jackson Howery is it's an interesting matchup to watch, because Jackson Howery plays like he's Troy Gasser's size. He's not Troy Gasser's size. He's much smaller, we'll say, but he doesn't play like it. Real feisty guy.
Big check attempt there from Armstrong, and Simon McCulloch was up to the challenge on that one.
So sustained possession for the Huskies, trailing 1-0 from the point. Gasser has it bounce off his foot. That's going to be a break for the Ducks, as Jackson Howery will play that one cross ice. Ducks getting a new D pair out there. And poked forward, loose, goes behind the net. Nell's in the corner. Harrison Cass trying to win the race to that one. He throws a big hit. And yeah, we have no shortage of collisions in this one. Trevor Schott run into there by, is it Hammerin who wears 5?
No, Ryan Jeroman.
Well, I had the name right, even if I pronounced it entirely wrong.
The two captains are trying to fire up their teams.
And Nolan Roth there in the corner for Washington. Now they get it back up to Jeroman. Okay, Jeroman. Okay, we're good.
It's one of those ones where you have a little bit of trouble with the J. Is it silent?
Well, the J can be like 7 different things when it's a hockey player.
Exactly. So that was a really costly mishandle on the blue line by Troy Gasser, because the extended possession by Washington wasn't allowing Oregon to change. And now that Oregon has been able to change, they've been able to match that physicality of the play.
And there is Jamerin throwing it in. Jeroman. I'll get there by the third period.
Yeah.
Thrown on goal, wide.
Rosenberg's positioning here is really good for Oregon. There's been a lot of good screenshots here from the Huskies, and he's been able to put himself in a position to make saves even when he doesn't see him.
And now an opportunity for Ethan Stark on the puck, but got away from him, and then Nathan Lutz knocks that forward towards Lee. Lee can only play it to the neutral zone for Fair, and then good job from Nathan Lutz to get to that one, and if Lutz had found Lee, that would have been real dangerous. Bounces over a couple of Ducks there. Now back for Nathan Lutz. Lutz will flip it in. 2:22 left in the opening period. Derek Armstrong's goal halfway through is the only marker. Huskies setting up behind their own net, and Kieran Galuli comes in, skates in front of that one, takes it away. There were Ducks in front, but Troy Gasser now on the puck for the Huskies. Big number 69 in purple, and that's kicked away by Rosenberg. Then Cinderella tries to knock it back in, but it was deflected. Armstrong chips at that one. Now knocked forward. Here comes Andrew Lee. Lee with Lutz to the middle, and they tried to get it to Nathan Lutz, but it was deflected away into the corner. $1:40 left in the first period.
It was a scary deflection as well by Jordan Fitzgibbon.
Nearly knocked it right into his own net, but as it turns out, he didn't, and the Huskies with the puck and with an attack of their own. Trying to work it from behind the net, and the Ducks trying to deny that. 1:25 left in the first period.
Another scuffle in front of the net ends up with a Husky on top of Rosenberg. Looks like Christian Cinderella was trying to go hard into it, but Oregon's defensive players were making sure Rosenberg was nice and safe.
Big last minute and a half of this first period in terms of momentum for both teams. And Rosenberg will cover that one up. Anytime you can score in the first or the last minute of a period, you always get that huge boost going into the locker room. So, obvious high stakes for Washington, and then for the Ducks, if you hold them out, there's a chance in front for Washington. We'll hold that thought. And we'll pick it right back up as Rosenberg makes the glove save. If the Ducks can hold on to the 1-0 lead going into the period, that's going to feel like a really big momentum win for them, and going to impact, I think, what both of these coaches talk about in the intermission. Two very good coaching staffs with these two teams. Matt Clayton, enough has been said about him. The Huskies have been real contenders in the PAC-8 every year he's been there. And what Riley Orr and Cooper Lim have done in their first year in Eugene is really special. The entire culture of this team has been changed.
Another scuffle in front of the net behind the play. Don't know what's going on. It looks like the net was knocked loose, so I don't think there's going to be a penalty assessed here. Just a stoppage in play, keeping it within the Oregon's defensive zone.
And these refs are going to have to discuss between themselves, though, what the physical play is and when they have their intermission and how they want to do that, because it's tough for, we'll kind of keep bringing it up. There are only 2 officials. We'd normally have at least 3 for a game like this.
Yeah, especially if this game gets any more physical than it already has been. I think they're going to need a linesman out there to make sure that, tempers stay cooler.
Warrenberg pokes that forward for Rendell with a shot. Save made. Rebound is there, taken away by Washington. And now here come the Huskies. Mac Fair with speed across the blue lines, and the puck knocked away from him. Mason Friedman will play it into the corner. Ducks take it away. 35 seconds left. And long stretch pass. Rendell's onside, but it was too long. Rendell does get it in the corner, but 2 Huskies, 1 Duck there. Those numbers work the way you'd expect. 23 seconds left in the period. Here's Fair. And Fair has it taken away. Stankovic took a moment to think about what he was going to do. It nearly cost him. And that is a mistake for the Ducks. And Washington's shot, it was Fitzgibbon jumping on it for the Huskies, went wide of the cage. Now the clear, and 3, 2, 1, and that will do it for the opening 20 minutes of play. The Ducks lead 1-0 after 20 minutes, but we've got 40 minutes of really exciting hockey coming up. You got any final thoughts on this period for us?
Yeah, I think Washington needs to go into the locker room and realize that they by no means lost that period. There was a lot of good offensive chances, and to be honest, a lot of the sustained offensive play was in Oregon's defensive zone. So they need to keep their head up high and realize that even though they're down on the scoreboard, they're not down and out of this game, not by a long shot at all.
Well, we will take a break, and we will be back with you for period 2 before long. After 20 minutes, the Ducks 1, the Huskies 0. Derek Armstrong, the goal scorer, at 9:59 of the opening period.
We're back here at the South Lake Tahoe Ice Arena after one period of play. The University of Oregon Ducks have a 1-0 lead over the University of Washington Huskies on a goal at 9:59. By Derek Armstrong. There we go. Derek Armstrong, 9th goal on the year, his 24th point at 9:59, and Oregon has the 1-0 lead. Very physical, penalty-free first period, Evan Reeve. I got to tell you, though, Oregon really came out, were prepared, and it looks like we're going to see the same thing like we saw in our last meeting here.
Yeah. Whereas I agree that Oregon came out prepared today, I also agree that the Huskies, besides the score on the scoreboard, definitely came away with a win in that first period. A lot of sustained offensive chances, a lot of movement in and around the Oregon's net. It's just that Oregon's goaltender, Rosenberg, he's been on fire today. He's been blocker saves, glove saves. He doesn't seem to have a weakness right now. So we'll see what the Huskies can do this period to capitalize on any of weakness they find.
The scoring leader for the Huskies, and that's somebody we overlooked in the pregame, was Christian Cinderella. He had a good couple of scoring chances. Got tangled up in the crease with Noah Rosenberg. You got to get that fire going if you want to get that game tied up here.
I agree. Both teams are coming out very physical, and unlike the last rivalry game we saw between UCLA and USC, the physical aspect of the game looks to be taking a little bit of a toll. As we were walking out for the first intermission, we saw that the Oregon captain, Trevor Schott, had taken either 1 or 2 cuts to the face. He wasn't bleeding very heavily, and it looks like he is out here on the ice starting this second period, so it looks like he's going to be okay and continuing to lead his team on to the beginning of this second period here.
And as we saw Trevor Schott leave the ice, we saw him, he was visibly upset. I mean,
yes.
It was just something that just came out of nowhere. I don't think any of us knew whose stick that came from, but I'm glad that he's okay, and he's getting ready to get back out here for the start of the second period.
Yeah, I would have assumed it might have been a high stick going underneath the face mask there. It looked like that's where the cut was. Hopefully both teams, react accordingly to that, let it go, and continue to play some hockey. But I can't imagine that there won't be some retaliation for that if Trevor Schott knows who it was. I think he's going to try to line up a good physical hit for that and try to get his team back in this game, at least on the physical standpoint, early.
Well, with a Pacific Northwest rivalry like this, there will be no hockey game without a lot of bumps and bruises between these two clubs. The Ducks up 1-0 over the Huskies going into period number 2. Let's go ahead and get ready for the second period face-off. Here is once again Isaac Rosenthal.
Alrighty, so back for period number 2, as you guys were just covering. Ducks had the lead at the end of the first period, but the ice, especially that last 5 to 10 minutes, really seemed to tilt towards Washington. They had a lot of good sustained possession, but Noah Rosenberg has been outstanding in goal tonight.
Up to the task for sure.
And we're going to have to keep an eye on the physical play. I mean, these are two teams that they don't need the added high stakes for it to become a physical affair when these two teams play. And you add those high stakes and you just make it that much more emotional. And then you add to the fact that we have fewer officials on the ice to keep track of everything than we normally would. And there's so it could be a dangerous recipe. Both teams and both coaching staffs, the senior leadership on both teams, everyone's going to have to make sure that they're doing a really good job of self-policing their teammates, not letting anyone lose their head. We've seen the Ducks did, that's probably the biggest compliment I can give to Riley Orr and Cooper Lim this year with the Ducks is this team. They take penalties. Every team takes penalties, but they have been it's been so much less of a problem for the Ducks this year than it has been every other year that I've been involved in Oregon hockey. There's so many times, so many games historically that they've been in through 2 periods and then they've just gotten themselves out of in the third with penalties, and they have really done a good job of cleaning that up this year. But in these circumstances, that much more emotion, you kind of go back to worrying about that. I think if you're an Oregon fan and looking up and down the Washington roster too, they've got some boys that are no stranger to the penalty box themselves. Agreed. Everyone's been behaving themselves, at least in the eyes of the referees, through 20 minutes.
They have to remember as well that both teams need to only take it so far. The issue here is that they still have games to play. If they lose any key players or any physical contributors, that could spell disaster down the road if one of these two teams wins this game and moves on.
Rendell with the pass, two-shot, right back to Connor Rendell. He scores! And a huge celly from Rendell, a great passing sequence. Shot and Rendell combine, and 18 seconds into the second period, the Ducks double the lead.
What a scary play from Oregon to come out so strong like that. Something happened in that locker room. Maybe it was them seeing their captain a little hurt. Maybe it was something else, but they came out firing, and they came out firing well.
And give me just a moment here, folks. I got to fix the scoreboard for you.
That goal came only after 18 seconds to start here, so Oregon's fired up and ready to go. Let's see if Washington can respond now. Looks like the penalty is going to be called on 44 for Oregon.
So that'd be Harrison Cass.
And it looks like a check from the behind or boarding. I can't tell yet. I'll look for the referee. No, neither of the two. It was cross-checking. So the face-off will happen off to the right of Rosenberg. Washington's top power play line will be out to start for this 2-minute affair.
And so big moments for the Ducks on the penalty kill as the one-time shot from Cinderella on the point doesn't get through. And now in their own zone on the power play. Chance for the Ducks. Short-handed. They backhand the shot. It goes wide.
Oregon has stretched himself on this forecheck on the penalty kill, and it's starting to pay off with a few good chances up front.
Now Washington does get the puck into the zone, but only as far as towards Stangeland. And now Warren Berg will turn fire. That one was knocked down by Rendell, knocked it to Jen. And puck deflected up toward the Duck bench, but not into it. Now a chance for the Huskies. Cinderella's in the slot. He wants it, and he couldn't handle it cleanly. 18:35 left in the period, 1:05 left on the Harrison Cass minor for cross-checking.
Christian Cinderella did not get what he wanted off on that shot, and barely had enough energy off his stick to be even called a deflection. If he had got behind that, no way he doesn't put that away. So he needs to make sure he gets on that next time. That was a great pass from Connor Nels.
Huskies onside on the power play now. Cinderella at the point with it, quarterbacking things, slides it across to the opposite point, and it skips over Mac Fair's stick, but right back to him, and now it pokes out of the zone. It will go all the way back behind the goal of Ben Jarvis, and the Ducks get a chance to get some fresh bodies out there.
Oregon's doing a great job on this kill by making sure the Huskies don't have time to set up. They attack them often and early once they enter the zone, and that's allowing them to get those pucks sent back down.
And Lee now. And Lee's going to play that off the boards for Nathan Lutz. A chance shorthanded for the Ducks. Here's Nathan Lutz. Lee's in the center. They get it to Lee. Backhand's loose still somewhere. And 5 seconds left in the penalty to Cass. Great shorthanded chance from the Ducks. And even better save from Ben Jarvis. Nice drop pass from Mac Fair there. Found Keenan Smith. And now Harrison Cass is out of the box. And behind the net with it is Harrison Cass. Cass will turn and face the boards. And that one will not go as far as Armstrong. Oh, Trevor Schott, though, got a stick on it, so it stays in the Husky zone. Harrison Cass throws it toward goal, deflected behind the net. Trevor Schott going to get it. Derek Armstrong at the point. And it's taken by Keenan Smith, but he can't clear.
There's a successful penalty kill from Oregon there. And they're starting to show that they can also keep some sustainable offense going in their the Huskies' defensive zone.
And now a chance for the Ducks if they can control it. Knocked off the puck, and Duck bench explodes. They wanted to call there. It's not going to happen. It's not the way they've been calling the game today. That puck sent forward for Rendell, and Jarvis will play the puck.
smart decision there to put it in a space where no players were at, so everybody could get back on the back check.
And now the Huskies will jump on it. They try and fire on Rosenberg, and he makes the save. That was Ethan Stark firing the shot.
It's good to see that Ben Jarvis can take a number of these breakaway opportunities and maintain his confidence level, especially when a goal comes in that quick at the beginning of a period. It's something we talked about in UCLA versus USC as well. It's hard to maintain that confidence level, and Ben seems to be controlling his confidence very well here.
Adam Sussman flips that one around. Gillooly tries to chop out it and does get it to clear, but it will be icing as Gasser was beating Nathan Lutz down. 16:03 left in period number 2. The Ducks leading 2-0. Goals from Derek Armstrong and Connor Rendell. Face off there, and somehow managing to shoot around Andrew Lee, and Rosie makes the save. 16 minutes, or call it 15:59 left in period 2. Jammerin with it behind the net now. Cinderella with it. Huskies trying to get somebody available in the slot. Cinderella tried to find McFair, and it was just wide of him. Or that's 26 rather.
Jordan Fitzgibbon
for the Huskies.
Good offensive series here for the Huskies. But Oregon comes away with this puck here and not able to clear just yet.
And now it's fair with the shot saved from Rosenberg. Right before that, though, we had another example of how strong Andrew Lee is on the puck. He is so hard to knock off of that puck and works so hard, keeps his legs moving. Real fun guy to watch, and if he had been with this Ducks team from the start of the year, I don't think they lose those first 10 games. Not all of them.
Yeah, I doubt that as well.
Talking to the coaches and some of the returners for the Ducks. Everyone optimistic for next year, but we'll focus on this one now. Rendell on top of the puck. Tried to play it for Stankovic. Stankovic knocks it forward, and he's going to go chase it himself in the corner. Now shot to Stankovic. Rendell was there, and he couldn't get his stick on the ice. Shot behind the net. Shot for Rendell. Shot.
Wow, glove save from Ben Jarvis there kept this score 2-0.
That's a big save from Jarvis, and now here come the Huskies the other way, and they can't control that one. It's just knocked in. Stevens Haas was the one on the puck, and Rosenberg with the save.
Another example of one that they want back. Jordan Fitzgibbon fanned on another great pass from the Cinderella Nels line. Coming on from the right-hand side of the offensive zone to the left. And again, if they had gotten full power behind that, I had no doubt that this score would have been different. But unfortunately, Lady Luck was not on the Dogs' side, so Washington stays down by 2.
Face off, Huskies will get it, but trying to get the shot off, and
looks like a hand pass. I don't know on whom.
We'll get another face-off.
Puck will stay in the zone, meaning it would have been Oregon.
They thought you were allowed to use your hand in the defensive zone.
Not to directly pass to another player. You're allowed to knock it down into your stick and then pass off of your stick or your feet. But I don't believe hand to other player is appropriate. Ooh, big shot.
Big shot and deflected up. Rosenberg did the thing that all goalies know and no goalies like, where he had to look behind him to make sure there was no puck there, but he was able to shrug it up into the netting.
I feel like it got a piece of his helmet,
It sounded like it. It's a pretty distinct sound.
Yeah.
And that I can tell you it's a particular, I don't think any goalie likes that, but that is a particular pet peeve of Noah. Does not like it when it hits his mask. And in the neutral zone, Taken away. Good job by Harrison Cass to skate up to that one. Cass will then knock it in, and he's going to get around his man to get there first for the puck. Here comes Washington. Keenan Smith will play it off the boards. Adam Sussman going to the corner to get it. Sussman back for, Andrew Lee, but Lee had gone the other way. No one there in front for Washington. The shot doesn't come through, and the Ducks now with a chance to break out if they hurry. Here's Andrew Lee. Lee with Armstrong. Lee for Armstrong, and he can't put it home.
I didn't see whether or not that hit off of Ben's leg pad or if it just went wide, but either way, that was a great offensive opportunity for Oregon.
Yeah, you really wanted that one if you're wearing green. Instead, it's still just 2-0. Now right back for Lee. Lee will backhand that, bouncing around loose in front still. Now Derek Armstrong will look down and find the puck at his feet.
Huskies need to figure out a way to clear the zone here.
Yeah, and Cinderella may just try and skate it himself. Ducks moving backwards. Andrew Lee right there to help his defenseman out, and then Rosenberg will glove that one as it's dumped in. 13-21 left in period 2 of a 2-0 game. Still loads of hockey left. Not even halfway through. Ducks will get that puck off the face-off. Stangelin stops, goes the other way. And now taken away by Washington, but it will at least get out of the zone. Knocked down by Stangelin for the Ducks. Towards Stangelin, now back to his opposite D-man. And a dangerous pass right to the middle there for Trevor Schott, but he collects the puck, so no harm. And now Mac Fair. Mac Fair with the shot. And the save from Rosenberg, continuing to look real sharp between the pipes.
Washington, I feel, may need to start rethinking their strategy. It seems like they're throwing the puck right into the Duck logo here on Rosenberg's chest, and obviously he's going to swallow that up every time. So if they're looking for a rebound, they might want to try either off the blocker side or off the pads, shoot it a little lower and see what they can do on the backdoor rush. So far, they keep shooting it to his chest, so we'll see how that changes.
And here is this third line out for the Ducks. Galuli out with Chris Maddox and Estrada for the Ducks. And they get it out of the zone. Huskies will just control it, but right back for Galuli, and then Maddox swing and a miss at that puck. And here comes Cinderella. Cinderella, great pass to Gasser, and he fires it wide. Now it's loose in front, still loose, and behind the net, Ducks trying to clear, and it does squirt out of the zone. Then a big hit. Nice clean one to send Fitzgibbon to the ice.
I saw the ref with his hand up there, but he put it down. I'm assuming that was probably just an offsides call, as we don't have any linesmen here out today.
Oh, here's a good bounce for the Huskies. They get across 2-on-1, and they fire wide. Big missed opportunity for Washington. Now here come the Ducks the other way. Estrada deflected high and wide.
You can tell Christian Cinderella wants that one back. He's hanging his head on his way back to the bench, but I'm sure he's going to get another opportunity. He needs to make sure he stays in his game. He'll put one away if he continues with that.
11:47 left in this period. Underway again. Armstrong backhands that one toward the back of the net. And now Washington in transition. They can't handle it cleanly. Chu chasing it down. And Armstrong for the Ducks there. Armstrong will play it off the boards. It gets over McFair. And good pass there to find Lutz. Lutz will dump it in towards Armstrong. Armstrong lays out of a big hit, and Mason Friedman takes himself into the corner. Or excuse me, that was Stevens Haas. Now Chu.
I like the enthusiasm from Stevens Haas there, but it was a very good play by Armstrong to try to get out of that hit because Haas was coming in really fast. Another issue where the net has come off. This is probably upwards of the 10th time between 2 games we've seen these nets come off, so it may be a factor going on down the road, depending on what would happen around the net. If the net comes off for a goal, then we don't have any video review here, so it may just be no goal.
Yeah, it's puts the refs in a tough position. They've got enough to keep their eyes on, but can only ask the moorings to do so much.
And the refs, for that matter.
So here's Harrison Cass. Cass to Rendell. Rendell tried to find shot, but deflected before it got there, and Washington doing a good job of keeping this puck in the Duck zone. They may turn a shot into it. Right in front of Cinderella, backhanded pass, and dangerous real estate. But no goal for Washington that time.
Good offensive thought. Christian Cinderella saw Connor Nels coming down hard into the slot.
Now back up to the point, Gasser, and it's wide. And that shot sent wide as well. I don't know if they were looking for deflection from Matulik there, or maybe a rebound, and puck is loose and somewhere underneath somebody. Ref had no interest in blowing that play dead.
Another great backdoor opportunity for Gibbons, just trickles wide of the post.
And just past Stankovic, but he turned and was able to fire it into the corner. Connor Rendell goes to the bench. Estrada back out there.
Some more talking behind the play between Stankovic and Gasser.
Well, they both, Stankovic has been around for just as long as Gasser in shot.
Yeah.
Each other well. Stanky's actually a graduate student teaching some classes term playing hockey, so he not always able to travel. Had to fly himself down to Sacramento yesterday and then drive coming with the team just to buy himself that much more classwork time.
Looks like Estrada and Gasser got into it as well, and they're both going to go off, I believe.
They're another 2 big boys. We'll see. Definitely Estrada and now Gasser as well. So 2 minutes to cool their jets. We'll play for 4s. We think they seem to do something differently on these offsetting penalties every time. But for now, we'll have 4s. And I think you can let me know if you think this is just my bias, but I feel like this might favor the Ducks a little bit at 4-on-4. Some of the skill players they have on the puck.
Yeah, I could agree with that, but I do think right now the defensive setup that they have are guys that look for room.
Oh, well, there's Washington right off the faceoff. They go the other way, and they beat Rosenberg, and it's 2-1.
And to be honest, they didn't really beat Rosenberg by much there. It was Rosenberg got a good piece of it, but it just did trickle out into the back of the net. So hopefully you're going to try to figure out a way to finish it a little bit more completely or continue forcing that puck into the back of the net. But that's exactly what I was about to say. Washington seemed to put out their very fast defenseman there, and I believe that was Ryan Jeroman who came and participated on the rush there, shot it past Rosenberg. So that 4-on-4 happened to favor them this time around.
Well, still 1 minute and 48 of 4-on-4 left. And Schott will knock that one back. Nice little nifty move there, but Mason Friedman collects it in the corner for Washington. Friedman then around Rendell. Schott working on him. Rendell too.
2 more speed players, Rendell and Friedman, on the puck there, and it looks like it went Oregon's way.
And nice job from Derek Armstrong to work into some space. Armstrong now throws it on goal, and the save made. Adam Sussman chasing it down for Oregon. 1:07 left of 4-on-4. And Sussman will have that one intercepted. Tried to find Schott. Now there is fair. And a delayed penalty is coming up against the Ducks.
Ben Jarvis has made it to the bench. Fifth man is on for Washington.
And remember, in the ACHA, if you score with the extra man out there, it does not negate the penalty. Deflected wide. Doug's trying to get a touch, and they will. We'll get the whistle. So 36 seconds of 4-on-3. And then 5-on-4 for Washington, barring any power play goals or other calls.
What's interesting here is if Washington can manage to score quickly here, they'll still have a 4-on-4 opportunity as long as they score within the 36 seconds. As the second penalty is releasable, but the first one would not be.
So Cinderella at the blue line, thought about a shot, instead he makes a pass, now will take it back and ask for it. Rebound is there, the Ducks will get there first. Bad giveaway, and it goes wide.
Actually,
really
I think
dangerous.
I'm pretty sure Rosenberg got a glove on that or something, because it didn't look like it maintained its trajectory.
Here's Cinderella now. Cinderella with some speed. Behind the net, circling. One-time shot. And I don't know if he fanned on it or if it was blocked or if he just didn't get it cleanly, but one way or another, that did not work out for Jeroman. Now the Huskies again. Mac Fair across the red line, poked away from him, but right back towards him, and then right back to Jeroman, but in the neutral zone, would have been offside, and a big hit thrown there. That one skips over the stick blade of Stangel, and Harrison Cass in the corner. Washington came away with it.
Playing 5-on-4 now. Penalties on Gasser and Estrada have expired.
And Mac Fair threw that one toward goal. Rosenberg diving. It's loose somewhere. And did he have the puck in
it looked like he had the puck in his blocker, yeah.
I was wondering why he was removing himself from the play, and he just showed the ref, I have the puck.
Hey, whatever works, works.
Whatever.
He did good to stop the play there, though. That was looking dangerous out in front.
And he's shaking out his hand there a little bit, as if he maybe got whacked or something.
He might have caught a shot with his blocker hand. He looked like he didn't have his stick for a while there, so he might have caught the shot with his blocker hand. I can tell you from experience that doesn't feel very good.
He's been known to drop the stick sometimes.
5-on-4 here for 30 more seconds, or 36 more seconds.
We'll wait for Rosenberg to collect himself, and now the puck dropped, and we're back underway. Armstrong behind the net, backhands it to Schott, and he gets the clear. 26 seconds left on the man advantage for Washington. And they just called icing. Well, that's patently wrong, and Trevor Schott wants to face off in the Husky zone. They have to at least put it at neutral, and that's what they'll do.
I think for most referees' mistakes like that, they do always go to the center dot. At least from my experience.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot too at our rink, where the you say my bad and you just go to center, but it doesn't make anybody happy. Mac Fair has that poked away, but right to Mason Friedman. Friedman back to Smith. He scores! What a shot!
What a fantastic shot there by Keenan Smith. Off to the blocker side of Rosenberg, which was decently smart, as we've seen them make some huge glove saves this game. And all of a sudden, Washington's back in it. It's a tie game, 2-2. I want to mention that Keenan Smith talked to me before the game. He along with Troy Gasser, were very excited about this game. It's their last game against a very old rival for both of them. They're both fifth-year students, fifth-year players for the team, and they're looking to make a difference in this game. And right now, Keenan Smith got his wish.
Riley Orr still in the official's ear about that last clearance call as an icing. Now we'll get back underway. So back to five-a-side hockey. 5:52 left in the second period. As the Huskies score in the power play to even it up.
And that one is icing. No doubt about it this time. Going back down to Washington's defensive zone.
Shaping up for a great finish here. We still got 5.5 minutes left of second period. And Nathan Lutz is tattooed against the boards there. And it will score it out. The Ducks are going to try to win the race to that. They will get there first. Another collision behind the play. Galuli will turn and still with it now for, I can't tell who that was, but they chip it up to Galuli. Galuli and Lee is there as well with Lutz as the other forward. Andrew Lee, backhanded, flips that one into the corner. Nathan Lutz tries to go get it. Deflected, still bouncing around and loose. Andrew Lee will get there, and it almost came for a Husky break, and they will get a chance. They'll get a breakaway. Here they go. They score. Nice move there by Nolan Roth to put it home. The Huskies have scored 3 straight goals, and they lead it 3-2.
I need to comment on that assist by Nolan Roth. That was a diving effort, tip of the stick in the neutral zone to put it right on the tape of Connor Nels for that goal. That was a fantastic play, fantastic assist, and the Huskies have come roaring back to score 3 goals extremely quickly, now ahead by 1 here with 5 minutes to play left in the second. And I need to mention, too, about Rosenberg. Rosenberg, not much he could have done about that. He did choose a direction, and Connor Nels still had enough room to choose another one. But Rosenberg stayed in there, and he followed him pretty decently. So hopefully he doesn't get his confidence down too much, because he's been playing very well so far this game.
Yeah, Ducks defense kind of hung him out to dry there. Breakaway is always going to be tough for the netminder. That's sent the length of the ice. And Oregon will get a chance to get a line change. Washington plays that high off the boards, and they'll say no ice. Stephen Chu went for it. I don't know if he actually got a touch to it.
Not on his stick. I didn't see it. It was close to us, but I was assuming maybe it went off his foot or his hip or something.
And Armstrong behind the net for the Ducks. Plays it forward for Rendell. Good hard cross-ice pass to Stankovic. Thrown on goal, and the save made by Jarvis, and he'll just cover up for the whistle. More skirmishes in front of goal. We'll give Washington their 3rd goal on the scoreboard, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose. I was interested to see how these curling marks on the ice were going to affect any play, but it doesn't seem like it's been affecting either game so far.
And in front there, Galuli threw it on goal. Estrada's out there. Huskies real physical in front of net. Chris Maddox centering for Galuli, but couldn't get a shot on goal.
Troy Gasser and Estrada mix it up again in the corner.
Now here comes Washington. Stangeland throws the hit, separates man from puck, and Warren Berg collects it. Now Galuli, but it was too far out in front of him. It slid all the way back to Machulik for Washington. And Warren Berg flips that one in, takes a bounce, and has to be knocked away by Jarvis. That's setting the length of the ice, and no icing. No. Well, there we go.
That's twice now. That's rough. That's at least this one for both teams now.
Yeah, that one, Washington's got an argument for sure, and they're going to do the right thing and take this face-off to the neutral zone.
Oregon having trouble trying to find their 5th man. It looks like Rendell will be called.
Never a bad choice. Lutz for the face-off. And here is Rendell. Rendell knocked away, but Lutz can't put a stick on it. Now Washington, Mason Friedman. Across the blue line is Mason Friedman. Drop pass and the shot, but Rosenberg covers up. 2:30 left, second period.
Some words behind the net.
Cass and Cinderella, and then Cinderella had a shove for a different Duck. I think it was Galuli who got involved with him.
Nobody penalized for those exchanges of words.
Despite the best efforts of both teams.
That's true.
And intercepted there. Cinderella with the shot, and boy, he can turn a turnover into a goal very quickly.
That one was a little wide, but Rosenberg made sure he put it back into the corner with his blocker, either which way, just to make sure.
Now Sussman towards Galuli. Galuli gets a stick on it at center ice, so no icing, and Nathan Lutz had a midsection full of stick there. Kind of slowed him down. Bouncing around in front, puck is loose, and Washington's going to get on it first, but their clearance only goes as far as Warren Berg in the center of the neutral zone. Berg will chip that one. I think it was deflected, and it came right back to him. And Stankovic will play it into the corner. Connor Rendell goes to pick it up. Rendell's got options. He shoots. It goes wide. And did the net come off its moorings again?
It did, yes. It looked like it was Trevor Schott pushing Jake Stevens-Haas into the goal. But the faceoff will stay in Oregon's offensive end, so the refs see it a little bit differently.
And Ducks get the puck off the faceoff. They tried to get a shot through, but it didn't make its way through the forest.
Stevens-Haas take a very big hit there. I don't know if it was a hit or maybe he just ran into another Oregon player, but it's good to see him come up after that because it looked high.
And speaking of high there, that one swung at after it was played up high into the air. Oh, that one deflected in front. 1:06 left in the period. And losing a wheel, trying to get around him was Schott. Stangeland on the puck. Back for Berg. Berg and Stangeland have been a great D pair for the Ducks this season.
It's a good piece of skill play there by Mac Fair to make sure that that puck didn't go any further than the red line.
And Schott and Fair get tangled up there. Huskies will get the puck in the corner, but Warren Berg on it now. Berg plays it towards the bench, and I'm not sure if maybe the Stangeland thought the Ducks were in a change or made no effort to go for it. It didn't look like.
Less than 30 seconds now here.
Just wrapping up period number 2. The Ducks led 1-0 after 1. Then they scored the next goal, but Washington has scored the next 3 to make it 3-2 for the Huskies.
Another scuffle in front. It looked like both of them got a shot to the head, but it doesn't seem like anybody's skating to the box yet. Looks like the refs have deemed that within the rules. 17 seconds left here. Big Husky face-off. Big Oregon face-off if they can win, which they do.
And they do, but they don't control the puck off of it. Washington gets the chance to just dump it in after the Ducks did at least get it to the neutral zone. Now Galuli will try and play it off the boards toward Lutz, but it will actually come back out for Gilly again. Now Lutz, long shot at the end of the period. Would have counted if it had gone, but kick save. And that's how the period will end. It's 3-2 after 40 minutes of play. Any closing thoughts for us?
Like we said before, this game is not over until the last buzzer in the third period. Huskies start down by 1, finish up by 1, but Oregon has been playing strong. Both teams look ready to play. They look not tired whatsoever. and it looks like it's going to be a action-packed third period, and I'm excited to watch.
And when you say the last moment, remember, we did see a goal with 0.8 of a second left between these teams a couple of years ago up in Seattle. Joe Hoover scoring to tie the game with less than a second left. So we got 20 great minutes of hockey left. 3-2 Huskies after 40 minutes. We will take a break.
40 minutes complete at the South Lake Tahoe Ice Arena. The University of Washington Huskies and the University of Oregon Ducks battling it out through 40 minutes, and after a 2-0 Duck lead, Washington have scored 3 unanswered to take a 3-2 lead as the third seed Huskies wants to continue to fight and to get into the semifinal for tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow will be the semifinals. Winner of this game will determine whether they play Arizona State or California, but it looks like the Huskies want to play Arizona State really bad.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but the first things first, they need to remember that this game is nowhere near over yet. Just bringing it back to an example we saw a few weekends ago in Eugene, these two teams played, and the first game between the two on that Friday night was a high-scoring affair. 8-6 going into the last 2 minutes of the third period in favor of the Huskies. And all of a sudden, Oregon comes roaring back to score 2 goals in quick succession with their goalie pulled, making it a tie game. Thankfully for the Huskies, they won that game 4 seconds into overtime off a Christian Cinderella game winner. But it could have easily gone both ways, and they can't forget that this Oregon team has the capability, has the drive, and has the desire to bring this game back.
Evan, Isaac and I, we've been doing Oregon-Washington together for about 3 years now. One of the games that reminded us from that game you just mentioned, going back to the 2015 year, Game 1 of the I-5 Cup, Huskies were up 1-0. Oregon had their goaltender pulled, and it was I can't remember who the person was again, but remind me who that was again, Isaac.
It was Game 2, and it was Joe.
It was Game 2. That's right. Game 1, it was like maybe 10 people that showed up, and it was a Thursday night for some reason, and it was Oregon had Joe Hoover score the game-tying goal with 0.8 of a second left.
Wow.
That game reminded us of the Saturday night game that you were just mentioning right there, or the Friday night game rather. So now we come down to this here. You're up 3-2. You got 20 minutes left to go. But we've noticed both teams are starting getting a little chippy. They're getting very physical. Tempers are already flaring. Do we expect more out of this going into the final third period?
It's tough to say, really. I think both teams need to be focused on winning, and if they're not, you are going to see a little bit more of what we're talking about here, this chippiness. But Washington needs to remember that they can't stop, they can't get complacent, or else they will have issues. Washington is going to need to make sure they keep on the offense, keep getting those offensive opportunities running, keep the scoring chances going, and they need to make sure they take some air out of Oregon's defensive structure. Now, on the other side, Oregon, the underdog has the easiest position in the game. When you're ahead, it's the hardest way to win. It really is. And Oregon's already proved multiple times that they can come back, score in dire situations. So Oregon is looking to basically take away the momentum from Washington the same way they did here to start the second period.
And that is why Oregon has become the dark horse ever since they started the year 0-10. Came out of nowhere. They've won 8 of the last 10 or so, and here they are in the PAC-8. They're here in the PAC-8 tournament for a reason.
Yeah, and they're playing a really good Washington team with good defensive structure, good offensive scoring, and they're sticking with them and beating them in multiple battles. It's going to be an interesting game here on out. We only have 20 minutes left to play here in regulation. We'll see if Oregon takes it a little further, or if they can end it in regulation on either side, whether Washington takes it, keeps the lead, or if Oregon can come back and retake the lead to end.
Both teams are very poised, very relaxed, as we all seeing right now out onto the ice. Connor Nels, as we are seeing to our left right there, scored the go-ahead goal for Washington, giving them the 3-2 lead. We'll see what happens here. Maybe we'll see another dramatic comeback from the Oregon Ducks. Never know.
It's always possible.
That's right. All right. Well, period number 3. Here we go. Winner will go on to the semifinals. Huskies win. They play Arizona State. Oregon wins. They will play the top seed California Golden Bears tomorrow afternoon. Third period about to get underway. Let's hand it over to Isaac Rosenthal.
So here we go. Third period, as Lorenzo said just about to get underway. A very important third period. A 3-2 lead for the Huskies. The Ducks scored the first two, but the Huskies have scored the last three. Anybody's game over these last 20 minutes, and as we've said time and time again, we'll beat this dead horse for as long as we need to.
Yeah.
No lead is safe in these games, and even if there's 10 seconds left, a one-goal lead is not safe the way that these two teams have historically played each other.
Agreed.
For the Ducks, this first 5 minutes of this third period, I mean, every 5 minutes, it's kind of every 5 minutes is a chunk. You want to win those 5-minute battles, but Ducks have got to keep it where it is. And we're underway in period number 3. That one.
Icing was called off really early there. It seems like the referees thought that one of the defenders could have got to it. I didn't necessarily see it, but Oregon is going to keep the possession here down deep in the zone.
That one confused Armstrong a little bit, just got past him, and he wasn't sure momentarily where it was, wasn't able to get his stick down on it. Now here's Derek Armstrong. He throws a shot from the blue line, kind of a knuckleball, and it's gloved by Jarvis. So 19:23 left. Who will go to 5th place and who will go to the semis? As it stands right now, Oregon and UCLA will get us started. And then USC and Cal, and then the Huskies and Arizona State. But loads of time left. Now the Huskies. It's Jeroman. Jeroman drops it back and taken away by the Ducks. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Nathan Lutz. Lutz with Lee. Lutz has it poked away. Back to Lee, though, and it's deflected wide. Or he couldn't get a stick clean on it, rather.
It's a good, quick offensive rush by Washington. It almost cost him. But now it looks like Stephen Chu took a short angle shot. Rosenberg was up to the task there.
So 18:47 left in regulation. And digging in for the face-off there. Keenan Smith, he's got the game winner as it stands right now on the puck for Washington. Behind the net now, Cass trying to move it around and just up to the point for Gasser, fanned on it, poked away for Peyton Barkley. Here comes Peyton Barkley and he's taken down. That will be a penalty. As soon as the Huskies touch the puck, there it is. And Gasser's pleading his case, but it's not going to do much. Barkley is trying to collect himself, but he looks a little shaken up after that hit. I think that might be the first shift we've seen Peyton Barkley out there today.
I believe, if I saw the referee correctly, I believe that was roughing.
Which is kind of a strange call there.
It came from behind, but I thought that he was decently to the back shoulder. But it does look like, I can't tell if he went into the boards and now he's come back out into this center part of the ice. But hopefully he gets up soon. We don't like to see somebody like that hurt.
And it looks like something lower body for Barkley there. He's going to be helped to the ice. Or helped to the bench, rather. And a big opportunity for the Ducks on the power play. $18-16 left, period 3. 3-2 lead for Washington.
I believe this is the first standalone penalty of the game. At least the first man. Well, no, it was not the first man advantage.
I do believe it's the Ducks' first power play.
It is the Ducks' first power play, yes.
And Stephen Chu, good defense on Warren Berg there, and the Huskies may have a chance shorthanded. but deflected away. Andrew Lee back, and he'll keep it.
That was a good play there by Oregon's defense to get back quickly and get in the way of that passing lane to the front of the net.
And here comes Lee. Lee with some speed. Behind the net. Towards Rendell. Rendell shoots and kicked away. Warren Berg keeps it alive to Trevor Schott in the corner. Schott to Rendell. Rendell down low to Lee. Lee back towards Rendell. It's out of the zone. They've got to get back onside.
Nolan Roth got a tip on that, which just pushed to offside, and they were able to get a quick change to get new killers out.
And Rendell will wrap that one around. Galuli is there for the Ducks. Let's see if he can control it and maybe win it back. Instead, it's still stuck against the boards. Still stuck. And now it'll squirt back to the point for the Ducks. Deflected and behind the net.
Big
bouncing
shot block.
around. Good shot block indeed. Shots there. Backhanded pass to Stangeland, and that hit somebody. I think it was Rendell, actually. Knocked down, kept in the zone. Good pass to Lee. In front and knocked down was Stankovic there.
Tipped on that, I believe. It looks like the face-off is going to be outside of the zone.
So good power play so far from the Ducks. They've gotten a couple of opportunities, but no goals, and 26 seconds left on the man advantage as Troy Gasser is still seated. Andrew Lee on the face-off for the Ducks. And Lee won it, but no one was there as he went down. Now Rendell across the blue line. Huskies get the clear, and they're going to have a shorthanded opportunity, maybe through Cinderella. He fires on goal, and the save made by Rosenberg. Good job by Ryan Cinderella, though, to create a shorthanded opportunity. 4 seconds left on Gasser's penalty. And we're back to five-a-side hockey. Gasser will go right to the bench. Huskies will get a line change to get a 5 that they want out there. Now Cinderella taken away, but right back to the Huskies. Still with it. They slide it back for Cinderella, who fires wide of the cage. Now that's poked out of the zone, taken away. Here's Trevor. This is who you want if you're the Ducks. Trevor Schott. Eddie is saved. The puck is still loose.
That went off the very end of the stick of Ben Jarvis. An amazing shot by Trevor Schott, just tipped away by Jarvis.
And the Huskies score!
The Huskies create an opportunity right on the backside of this. It looks like Christian Cinderella with the goal. Again, Rosenberg got a piece of that. It just squirted past him once again.
A huge goal for Washington as they go up 4-2 right after the great chance for Trevor Schott. Talk about a back-breaking 10 seconds for the Ducks, but still plenty of time left in this one. 15:39 left, exactly. We've already seen one 2-goal comeback in this game.
No reason why we can't see another.
And the net was off a little bit there, and Noah Rosenberg just shoved it entirely off to make sure the referees saw it.
Yeah, it was an interesting play, but maybe it didn't get reset between the attempted save last time, because he did go into that post that he shoved off. So if it wasn't reset, that was a good job by Rosenberg if the refs weren't paying attention to him.
Faceoff's going to come all the way to the neutral zone, maybe because of the net never being reset.
Yeah. Washington's bench seems to have a problem with this, and I can see from where they were sitting how that could be a contentious point, but I think it was the right call by the referees to bring it out to the neutral zone.
Washington in the neutral zone on the puck. Mason Friedman tips forward for Stevenshaus. Huskies have scored 4 straight goals after the Ducks took a 2-0 lead. They dumped that one in. Icing waved off. Ducks on the puck.
Huskies are controlling their forecheck right now very well. Oregon can't seem to break past the center line here. And as I say that, they do, in fact, get it across, but give possession right back to Washington. No icing on that call.
Armstrong tried to knock that back for somebody, and Rosenberg has to just pounce on top of it. 14:23 left.
Good quick decision making there by Rosenberg. He recognized the fact that he's got a Husky coming in from his blind side that he can't necessarily see. So diving on that puck was paramount importance there.
Ducks just trying to respond. They scored the first two, and it's been all Huskies since then. And they can't create an opportunity out of that one. They'll have to chase it down. Huskies with it in their own zone. How are we going for the hit? Instead, it's going to be Washington on the puck. They shoot. It's wide, and the rebound there, and a duck goes flying into the net. And then more pushing and shoving.
Coincidental minors there. Ethan Stark and Maddox for Oregon. I saw an elbowing call there by the referee. I'm not sure which side of the equation that was on. Both penalties are up on the board, so it looks like it will be 4-on-4 play.
So it's Trevor Schott in for the face-off against Cinderella.
Referee's talking to Rosenberg for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on.
Face-off is won pretty cleanly by the Huskies. Back to Gasser at the point, working it around to Fair. Fair threw it towards goal. It was deflected somewhere, never got all the way through to Rosenberg. And now it's wide. Trevor Schott trying to chase it. Fair will get there first. Now into the corner. Berg behind the net for the Ducks. Berg plays it back around for Rendell. Rendell with the pass towards Trevor Schott. Schott will just gain the zone and dump it in. Ducks will try to hop on top of this one, but Washington there first, and now they'll move in transition to the Huskies. Mac Fair across the blue line. Olays around to check. They get the puck to the slot, but poked away. Comes right back. And Cinderella with a huge clapper.
Christian Cinderella, I believe that is his second goal of this game. Puck squirted out from Mac Fair's attempt to go into the zone. It came right to him and put a smoker straight past Rosenberg. I had no idea where that puck went until I saw the net bulge, to be honest. It's a fantastically quick shot. But there's Washington again striking on the 4-on-4. So it seems that the speed play on the 4-on-4 is paying off for them. Coach Matt Clayton has chosen right on his lines both times here.
So still 4-on-4. All of a sudden the hill gets a little bit steeper for the Ducks. Starting to look unlikely, but you wouldn't rule anything out.
Not at all.
Just gotta respond though, gotta get one. Stankovic's pass, deflected, didn't get through. Washington does a really good job of just being disruptive on those entry passes for the Ducks. And now here they come the other way. Mason Friedman got around Stankovic, and the save made by Rosenberg.
Great save by Rosenberg on a 5-hole opportunity by Mason Friedman up in close. That requires quite a bit of reaction time and speed down into the butterfly position. And no problems there for Rosenberg.
Backhanded Backhanded the other way, trying to find Andrew Lee. They do, but he doesn't have enough space to do much of anything. Does keep the puck, at least temporarily. And Stangeland still with it for the Ducks. Now it's finally taken away by Washington. Ducks just not able to get into their offense much these second and third periods. Oh, that's a good job by Lee to poke that one away, but then they couldn't control it, and a couple of bounces through the neutral zone, and it's the Huskies in possession again. That one again poked forward. Ducks have to get back on side, and Trevor's shot does.
I want to mention back to 5-on-5 play here.
And across for Washington, backhanded, great pass. Cinderella going for the backhander, it's wide. He's hungry.
Jordan Fitzgibbon tries to tie up shot, but puck does come out.
And now here's Shot. Shot on the puck. Tried to get around, no one there though, and Rendell now tried to backhand it. Huskies got the stick first though, it was Mac Fair. Now Nathan Lutz takes the puck away. Centering. Shot, threw it on goal and knocked away.
Looked like Mac Fair got a skate on that there.
And knocked down in front. Washington on the puck towards, well, it'll be taken away by Cinderella again. He's got some wheels. Here he goes with another shot. Save made, Rosenberg. Big long rebound will come out to Trevor Schott.
Rosenberg's mask looks like it broke or one of his straps came off. Hard shot to the face there. Rosenberg did very well to stay in there and keep the puck out the net. But it looks like his mask is having some issues with one of the straps there on the left-hand side. Oh, two straps on the left. Hard shot from Christian Cinderella.
Tough break. The Ducks were moving in transition there, but when the goalie loses a mask, you got to blow it dead. Just waiting on, I'm not sure actually what we're waiting on right now.
Referee has gone from talking to the face-off ref down to talk to Ben Jarvis. Unclear about what's going on. But this stop in momentum might favor either team, depending on who can restart the momentum here coming out of this break.
It's tough to say because it's not like a delay where the coaches can say anything. It's just kind of everyone standing on the ice getting cold.
Exactly. We saw something similar to that when the boards broke in Eugene.
But see, when the boards broke, everyone could go to the bench, and there was at least, I don't think either coach really used the opportunity much. As I remember, it was mostly just guys milling about, but they at least had the chance. And that last one,
I agree. Uh-oh. Looks like a penalty here. High sticking on Keenan Smith of Washington.
Well, big moments for the Ducks. They've got 10 minutes and 22 seconds left to come up with 3 goals if they don't want to play for 5th place tomorrow, and I guarantee you nobody wants to play for 5th place.
Not one person on this ice wants to. Let alone play for 5th place or let your rivals beat you. That's also a tough one.
It's a 10 a.m. game tomorrow, too. Nothing is good, and they score! It squirts through! I thought Jarvis had it.
So did I.
I think so did he. But he didn't, and it's 5-3. An immediate strike on the power play, and with 10:15 left in period number 3, it is a 2-goal game.
Oregon makes the second man advantage of the night for them count very quickly. And all of a sudden, back to a deficit of 2.
Rendell shot Lee for the Ducks, and Lee gets there. He thought he was tripped up, but Arms stay down, puck bouncing around loose, and Washington in possession. Mason Friedman now. Friedman's got a ton of speed, and he'll try to get around Stankovic. Stankovic doing a good job with his stick, but still able to center where the Huskies, then they couldn't throw it on goal. Now into the corner it goes.
That break by the Huskies was started by an excellent couple of transition passes in the neutral zone.
Hard slap dump, and Friedman will come back in onside. Stevenshaus in the center, and high deflection off his stick. Yasser moving backwards with it now, and he'll fire it in again, so Huskies get back onside. Now Trevor Schott. Schott fires it through, and a high deflection, but a good job to make the save from Jarvis. Rendell in the corner trying to win it for the Ducks, has it poke away from his stick. Now Schott, and still bouncing around. It'll be kept in the zone by Cass, but blocked, and then thrown towards goal again. High deflection off the netting, and we'll get a whistle. 8:57 left in regulation, 5-3 the score. Nathan Lutz is going to take that face-off for the Ducks, and is that, can't quite see the number for Washington.
I believe it was number 13, Connor Nels.
And Ducks just need some more opportunities to get shots on goal. They really have not had a ton of those to speak of tonight. Lutz has that bounce off his stick, then a collision in the neutral zone. It's right at Lutz's feet, still bouncing around in the neutral zone.
Lutz uses his size there on Fitzgibbons to make sure that it maintained Oregon possession in the neutral zone.
And now it will go all the way the length of the ice behind Rosenberg's goal, collected by the Ducks. 8:16 left, period number 3. 2-goal lead for Washington. But the Ducks finally stopped the bleeding to make it 5-3. And that one thrown wide of the cage. Stankovic into the corner. Now Lutz, the opposite corner. Back up to the point. Shot deflected. Ducks keeping possession. Thrown on goal again. Loose, deflected, rebound, and it's wide. Huge chance for the Ducks, but they couldn't make it happen.
Washington's going to need to clear this puck out of the zone, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble coming up here.
Well, they get it just barely into the neutral zone, but the Ducks take it right back. And then Estrada lost the puck. He was knocked down, but a penalty coming up here. It's going to be, I think, interference against Washington.
Could be against Mac Fair. It was a good hit to the chest, but the puck was too far away from the Oregon player for him to legally make that hit.
So now 7:27 left. The Ducks to the man advantage again. It's 5-3.
And we know what happened on the last man advantage here. Oregon scored pretty much 4 seconds into the power play. So if Oregon can repeat, we're going to have a 1-goal game. It's going to change the perspective of this game completely.
Rendell just barely kept that one in the zone for the Ducks. Now Cass in the corner. Cass will go behind the net. And still with it is Cass. He'll find Lee. Lee back up to Berg, back to Lee, right back to Warrenberg. He shoots in a glove save from Ben Jarvis. 7:04 left. And always some extracurriculars when the Ducks and Huskies get involved with each other.
Especially around the net. Good glove save by Ben Jarvis, but still haven't seen a clear yet from Washington on this penalty kill.
And now, just as you say that, they get one. 1:30 left on the man advantage. Still plenty of power play time left for the Ducks. Andrew Lee trying to use his speed along the boards. Andrew Lee still on the puck.
Another penalty coming up for Washington.
Here's Rendell. Rendell shoots off the post. Back for Stangeland. Lee wants it. They couldn't find him. And the whistle there. And I don't know that...
A hooking call on Mason Friedman. Ducks are going to go up 5-on-3 with 6 minutes left. The Huskies may be getting themselves in trouble here.
The Ducks have good shooters, they have good passers, and now they have a lot of space to work with and a 2-man advantage, but also a 2-goal deficit. 6:33 left in regulation. It'll be a minute 6 of 5-on-3 pending any goals before then. And then about a little bit of 5-on-4 after that as well. Berg to Rendell, back to Berg, back to Lee, back to Berg. He shoots.
Looking for the top corner on that one.
Real top shelf. Lee gets back onto it.
A lucky break that hits Christian Cinderella up in front and falls right onto his sticks for the clear.
Still 5-on-3 for 35 more seconds. Ducks trying to get the shot they want. Warrenberg on the puck. It's still Warrenberg now. Harrison Cass is down low. Cass shoots it. Rebound was there. No one was there to knock it home. Andrew Lee has to chase this one all the way down.
Good job by Ben Jarvis.
15 seconds left still in the 2-man advantage. That's a real bad break as Lee tried to play a pass there and it hit the skate of Warrenberg.
Good job by Ben Jarvis there, sealing up the post on that short angle shot. And that's out again. Oregon's going to have to retreat a little bit and send it back in.
And now we're back to 5-on-4. So good kill the first half of that by Washington, but the Ducks still with the man advantage. They get it to Lee. He rips a shot, deflected, blocked rather, and this is going to go all the way to Rosenberg. He's got to play it with his stick. He tries to play off the boards, and he does find Trevor Schott, who then backhanded it for Rendell. And
collision here between the two captains at center ice, and Ryan Jeroman got the better of that. Thankfully back up and ready to play.
And here's Trevor Schott on the puck again. Schott with 18 seconds left of power play time. It's behind the net. The Huskies took it over. The Ducks had an opportunity to take it right back. Now they do. Centering loose in front, bouncing around, and now the Huskies take it.
2-on-1 op.
And Ducks will put a stop to the 2-on-1, but meanwhile Washington is back to 5 skaters and 5 minutes left in this game. A 2-goal lead still for the Huskies.
Washington's forecheck for them right now is paying off by making sure they keep it in their offensive zone. They're sending their fastest skaters in and trying to make sure that the puck doesn't leave the blue line. And so far they've been pretty successful throughout this game in doing that.
Stankovic.
Good individual effort there by Stankovic to try to get that pass. Unfortunately, it was intercepted.
And the bounce goes Washington's way. They get a shot, and Rosenberg makes the save. 3:58 left in this one.
Another good job by a goaltender stacking that post really well to make sure that there's no angle for any shooters.
And an opportunity, 3-on-1 for the Ducks. Nathan Lutz takes the shot himself. Save made. Lutz with the puck behind the net. He wraps, turns, fires, shoots, save made again by Ben Jarvis, who is standing on his head. Just a couple of hours removed from a transatlantic and then a cross-country flight.
Yeah. I don't have any words for that round of saves by Ben there. It's fantastic individual effort to keep the puck out of the net. And he lost his stick. Not even sure he knew where the puck was, but he stayed strong and kept his positioning solid. And fundamentally good, sound saves by him keep the Huskies up by 2. Timeout here.
Yeah, timeout taken by the Ducks there with 3:38 left. We'll start to keep an eye on Noah Rosenberg's crease. 2-goal deficit, you maybe think around the 2-ish minute mark?
I might pull a little sooner, 2:15 to 2:30, especially given their success last time. It's only got to give them confidence in the fact that their offense can get it done when needed. The only different factor here is facing a different goalie. Same teams, same situation. Except for the score's not 8-6.
3:38 on the clock. Rosenberg still in the goal for now. And Huskies with the face-off win, but right back to Andrew Lee. And Rendell now fires, and save made by Jarvis. He's looked real sharp. He hasn't faced as many shots as Rosenberg has, but he's looked really good. And Rosenberg has as well. It's a tough night for him. You still give up the 5, but not because of the play of Rosenberg tonight.
No, not by a long shot. Rosenberg has definitely kept his team within striking distance the whole time.
And here's Washington, though, looking for the nail in the coffin, maybe.
Another example by Rosenberg to keep it close.
3:15 now. Rosenberg has to make another save. Stangelo, no, he couldn't take the puck with him behind the net. I think it might have gotten stuck on the Zamdor.
Joe Kinkoff with a big hit there in the corner. Managed to separate his man from the puck, but Oregon comes away with it down into the offensive zone.
And Trevor Schott has it poked away from him, but right back to Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee knocked into the boards. Ducks still with the puck. And they try to get a shot. Stankovic shoots, and the save made from Ben Jarvis again. 2:46. Noah Rosenberg a few steps to the top of his crease.
Looking at his bench, waiting for his call.
Every inch you can get of advantage.
That's the roughest part for a goaltender, knowing that you're going to have to come off the ice and put your trust in your team to score that goal that gets you back into it. But I know Rosenberg definitely trusts his team. He's done it before. They can do it again.
Huskies will get possession off the face-off, but in the neutral zone, the Ducks take it back. Harrison Cass will shoot that one in toward Jarvis, and he has to cover it up and get a whistle. Rosenberg 3 or 4 inches closer to the bench now, but still very much on the ice.
Smart play by Ben Jarvis there to make sure that it stays nice and calm. He wants to make sure that Washington has a chance to set up after every single face-off. Each defensive possession is going to be important here.
And a big hit with the Huskies with the puck. Ducks have got to worry more about offense than hitting things right now. Rendell with it behind the net. 2:15 left. Big deflection comes for Cinderella and couldn't handle it cleanly. Armstrong with the pass across to Harrison Cass. Then Lutzen taken away again by the Huskies. It will just barely manage to not enter the Ducks bench.
Another good example of the forecheck by the Huskies, putting them in a position to maintain possession in the neutral zone and upwards in the offensive zone.
And Warren Berg skating it in across, and Rosenberg's going to the bench. Trevor Schott's there. Behind the net, it's Trevor Schott. 6-on-5 now for the Ducks. Washington can put the icing on the cake if they can hit the empty net. And Mason Friedman may win the race to that puck. He will. Warren Berg tries to knock him off. They're trying to center. Taken away by the Ducks, though. Shot back for Lee towards Derek Armstrong. Here's Armstrong. He shoots. Rebound is there. Huskies onto the puck. They'll send that one the length of the ice toward the empty netter, but they miss it, and that's icing. That's 3 or 4 seconds that elapsed there that the Ducks would have every right to ask for them to put back on the clock.
I agree.
I would be furious if I was a Ducks coach right now.
Trevor Schott made it to the face-off circles much shorter time than the referee took to blow the whistle. Washington takes a timeout here, possibly looking for a personnel change or a defensive strategy to make sure that it stays in their favor. Rosenberg is going to stay off. He's not going to come back on to start this next face-off, but mostly I believe that's because the face-off will occur in the Washington defensive zone.
Yeah, no sense in having Rosenberg come back out there when the puck is going to be 200 feet away anyway. It takes 2-3 seconds to get to the bench, and then another 2-3 seconds to get your sixth attacker into the sequence of the offense. And, you know, that's a not insignificant percentage of the time that's left in this 5-3 game. Ducks started very strong. Huge run from the Huskies in the middle is your difference maker right now.
The Huskies will put their top two lines, their top offensive line and their top defensive line, out on the ice for this final minute.
And interesting, one of the forwards out there for the Ducks is Derek Armstrong, so they're using his size and his skill. Trevor Schott there as well.
And no surprise to see Rendell and Lee out there.
And in front, backhanded by Schott, wide. Armstrong trying to work it back behind the net. Berg moving in to try and get possession. Cass throws a check. Gasser into the corner. And the Huskies get that one out of the zone again. It will be icing again. This time the whistle comes right away, but 46.9 left and you need 2 goals. Maybe not quite miracle territory yet for the Ducks, but you're pretty darn close to it.
Yeah, it's going to be close. But I've seen stranger things happen in hockey games, so we'll see what happens.
Get a win off this face-off and you go from there, but instead it's the Huskies and the puck, and Troy Gasser's just going to try and squeeze that one against the boards. And now here come the Huskies with a chance to throw it the length of the ice again, and they'll miss the net again, but no icing because they're the first ones there. They wrap it around. Cinderella scores. That'll do it. 6-3. The Huskies will get the win.
That completes the natural hat trick for Christian Cinderella. One of the Huskies' leading point getters here has now finished off the series between Oregon with a hat trick.
So Oregon will play, barring anything very ridiculous, Oregon will be playing, what did we say? UCLA lost the first game.
Interesting score up on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, they got it wrong on the board on the arena board, but we know the drill.
The scoreboard is going to stay, actually it's going to be fixed right now. Rosenberg's back in net, down 3 goals. Doesn't make any sense in keeping him off the ice.
And 15 seconds left. We'll have maybe one more collision behind the net.
Wow.
And now we got a whistle.
Estrada took a run at Nolan Roth, put his elbow right into his head. It didn't look like Nolan had the puck, but I could have been mistaken. Here comes the bad blood we talked about this entire time. Frustrations taken out, and Estrada will be escorted to the box.
So 6.8 seconds left, all a formality. Huskies will get Arizona State tomorrow. That, I believe, is the first semifinal. And then Cal and USC is the other semifinal. Did they have that backwards?
Cal first.
Cal, okay. So Cal USC is first, the All-California matchup.
Ben Jarvis and Rosenberg are having a conversation, but they're tossing the puck back and forth toward each other.
Well, I've gotten to call one goalie fight in the I-5 Cup.
I hope Ben is smart enough not to take that.
Ben's got another game tomorrow that's important. But
yeah.
Rosenberg is still shouting down at him. He's got the mask up right now. We got to get these last 6.8 seconds left before somebody does something silly.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous.
And that'll do it. We drop the puck and we're done. And now Connor Rendell getting into it with the Husky, and I think no Huskies are interested, but Derek Estrada is interested in the same couple of Huskies. Referees are not equipped to do anything here. Now they're starting to break it in. Most of the Huskies are making their way toward the handshake dot. And Connor Rendell is really hot. Six to 3. The Huskies get the win despite the Ducks going up 2-0. And they will live to fight another day.
Some good respect shown from the goaltenders here as they shake hands, and not much of the other team. Well, now the team is lining up.
Now we'll get a real handshake. Referees got to keep their eyes peeled in this handshake line, though.
Teammates wanted to protect each other there. Estrada came off the penalty box to help Rendell out, but now everything is sorted itself out, and we'll see what happens at the end of this game with any penalties assessed from that.
So that is going to do it for us. We will see you tomorrow morning. We've got 3 games for you tomorrow. As we've said, the 5th place game and then both semifinals, and then we'll be back for the championship game and the 3rd place game on Sunday. For Lorenzo Villalobos Jr., Evan Reed, my name has been Isaac Rosenthal. Thank you so much for listening, and have a fantastic night.